I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, do you want to lead the call in terms of giving the agenda, doing the notes, and etc.?
Yeah, sure. I've never done it before, but yeah, sure. So I think, all right. Give me just a second. I will review the agenda. So, welcome everyone to the All Aragon Dev call number 43. Are there any people willing to take notes?
I can do it.
All right, Gabby. Anybody else willing to help Gabriel?
Yeah, I can help Gabby.
Perfect. Thanks. Thanks, the both of you. I don't think we have anybody new here today, so we can get started with the demo. I think the first demo was for Enrique, right? The use inside.
Okay,
Would
sure.
you like to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Totally can get started.
Great. Thanks,
Okay.
Enrique.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. You guys can see it. Can you guys see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Awesome. Okay, so what I want to demo is that basically we've been working hard on the front end, and we've got some time to actually release some of the utilities, mainly from Aragon UI, to a standalone package. One of those, the latest one, is actually using Site, which is a partner that has been in use in Aragon UI for a long time now. But we just basically just got hold of releasing this as a package. We call it Deep Stream Inspection for Urea components. And we find it really cool because it allows a component to be aware if it's inside the tree of another component. And if it is, get data from it, which means that especially if you have some kind of like UI toolkit or system, you can actually define optional properties depending on how a component is used, which is really cool. This is a repo for it, so please go start it and definitely submit a PR issue if you find a feature that will be interesting. And yeah, we basically got examples, and I would like to show it running. This is also something pretty cool. We have integrated Code Sandbox CI, which means that for every PR you do, you will get a full example of the thing running with the latest changes. So this actually builds the component itself, the package itself, and hooks it into the React example that we've included in the repo. So this is the thing working. The API is super simple. We only got the inside provider and the use inside hook. And the way you use it, it's basically you declare the inside component, which is some sort of a slot, basically. It's like a slot that says, okay, the name for this slot is card, and you can pass some data as an object. Here we're passing a color, of course. So basically for this component, it's named card and it's passing data as from the props. And basically everything that is inside will get that. So let's see. If we go down, we can see, like, for example, we can define a card with tomato color and the label for the button. And if we see here, we've got the tomato card and the button itself with the properties. And also here we've got a card with a papaya whip color. And of course, like, it totally works. And so this is pretty interesting. We got the footer right for the button. So basically the button is in the footer of the card. But the interesting part is that, for example, here we can see like the pattern being used. If if the button is inside a footer, it actually will take the full width of the component. And we can see the logic being here. And this is super nice because it basically allows you to put conditional logic into components without having to tightly couple them with their parent components, which means that a component becomes more generic, but can also fit a specific use cases by using this library, which I believe it's pretty cool. And yeah, that was my demo.
That is very interesting. Thank you very much, Enrique. Are there any questions about Enrique's demo?
So this isn't really a question, but just as a bit more context too, we've been using this in Aragon UI for a while, and a lot of the components, they behave differently based in the tree that they're on, and this is how they did that. But we're starting to open source this as a smaller package for other people to use.
Very cool. Thanks, Brett. So I believe the next one will be a demo by Pierre.
Yes. Let me share my screen.
Live streaming is on.
Change my browser. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, as Enrique and Brett said, these days we are trying to extract some of the functions or utilities that we're using in like standalone libraries, ready to use in other projects than, for example, Aragon apps, and it's useful, for example, for us to use them also on the websites or in other contexts. And like in general, it can be useful. It can be used by many more people than just the Aragon developers. And so one of them is use token. So it's a very simple React hook that allows to pass the address of a token contract, like as you can see here, and it returns the information about this token. So the three first properties that we have right now is the name, the icon URL, and the symbol. So here is just a quick demo of like how it can look like. It will here we have like the different token contracts that are being requested, and it will like dynamically request this data from two different sources to have like the names and also the images. And these sources are one of them is chainid.network. This is for this is to get the symbol and the name of every token. And then the other one is this super nice repository by Trust Wallet to get the icons of the tokens. So this is really a first step. But what we would like to do next would be to decentralize these sources so that we don't basically query GitHub every time we need to fetch this information. And also we would like to request, like instead of requesting directly the complete address of ANT, we would like people to just write ANT directly and to get directly the contract that is well known as being the contract of the ANT token. Yeah. And that's it for this hook.
Something I wanted to ask Pierre, we're not giving the decimals back, are we, right now?
Sorry?
Are we giving the decimals back?
No, we are not getting the decimals back, but this is one of the things that are going to be added here. Yeah. I mean, yeah, for now that was really the super early initial step of having the basics, but the plan would be to add basically everything that is field enough on the Trust Wallet list, so that, for example, I think we can have the website URL is probably something that is filled for every token, the decimal, of course, and like other type of information. But yeah, to review them one by one, because there are a lot of fields on Trust Wallet, but I would like to make sure that the fields that we're using are going to basically to be available forever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about every field, but anything that we can grab on chain might be nice. Or you can specify when you use it what extended list you might want to use if you don't want to do too many network queries.
Yeah. So the thing is that for now it's not requesting anything on chain at all. It's going to request on GitHub, but yeah, I mean maybe as part of the the way we're going to decentralize it, we'll probably request. Like if we start to have a token created registry, for example, to know that ANT is this contract, then we are probably going to have to request the chain, and also probably to request information from IPFS. So yeah, it's probably going to be a next step anyway to do request on chain.
Yeah, sounds good.
Very interesting hook, Pierre. Thank you very much. Are there any other questions for Pierre as demo? All right, so up next, I believe it would be a demo by Gabby. Would you like to go ahead, Gabby?
Yeah, I'll do. 1 second, share my screen.
Is on.
Okay. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yep.
Do you see it?
Yes. I think we just lost Gabby. No, he's there. Gabby, can you hear us?
Okay, I try again. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we see it.
Okay, nice. I'll try to. My demo is going to be an overview of how to migrate from the builder plugin from the CLI to the builder plugin, and I wanna do it from the voting app, the core voting app, and the first. What we suggest to do is start from the builder plugin boilerplate. So you can do like npx create our own app by app. In this case, it's gonna be voting a boilerplate and use the builder boilerplate, and this is gonna bootstrap a setup with a basic builder boilerplate. This will have most of the configuration you need. So once you do that, you can start migrating the app. And what we suggest to do is start by replacing the Arab JSON roles here. So here we can just go to our app and see our roles and update the roles and the path to the app as well. So we can change this and do it here. Then we also need to change the name of the contract here to voting, and that's it from the Arab JSON. Then we also need to change the whole manifest the whole manifest file. I'm not gonna do all the changes because I already have the app set up in another folder, but then you also need to change the whole app. You can just delete this folder and copy the whole folder of your application. Do you see yet?
Is on.
Yes, we still see your screen, Gaby.
Okay, I wasn't sure, just in case. So then you can replace the whole application folder in the boilerplate, and the only thing that you need to change in the application is the scripts for the app build, because builder now use the watch and serve scripts that were not named the same way, and also the watch was not available, so you can replace the whole scripts here. And once you do that, the only change that remains is because the contracts, when you use the boilerplate here, there is no dependencies related to the contract. So you also need to add the contract that you are going to use. In the case of the voting app, these contracts, if you check here, are going to be the app share mini, and in this case, the test helpers are going to be there, but the app share mini is going to be needed. So when you are going to run the builder doing start, it's going to ask you for that, and you need to install that as well. And once you do that, the other important change is to comment this to be sure that you don't miss any dependency here. So when you are going to do that, you need to install the missing dependencies. When there is no dependencies missing, you can uncomment this and start writing the script. This script is a script that the builder hook allow you to come up in the different steps in the deployment of the app. So you can do things pre-DAO creation, post-DAO creation, pre-initialization, and post-initialization of the app. And then there is also a hook for get the initial parameter for your app. So you can set up all this in the hook. And okay, I will show you the voting app already done. So we have the script here. This is one of the most, I think, is interesting part. And here you can, for example, post DAO, you can deploy a token, because in this hook you will have the BRE. This is something that builder provides you with the artifacts and the Web3 or ethers, the provider that you need, and you can use it in the script hook. So that's super powerful. When you do that, you can also, for example, mint tokens, post DAO. Then in the pre-initialization, you will have already the proxy address. So you can do things like change the controller. That is something you need before assign in the voting the token you need. Then you can also use the get init parameter to initialize with the token you create before, and do some other stuff you need. And that's it. This is going to happen every run, and I have the process running here already. So if we check here, the builder start is gonna initialize it for you. It's going to compile the contracts and all that. And here it's gonna start doing what you do in the script. For example, deploy the token means 100 tokens to an address, mean other to other. And then it's going to create the address with the parameters the proxy and this is going to create the app. And finally, here we also change the controller and initialize the proxy with the parameters we pass, and we are ready to start using the voting app. And I have it running here, and it's working like it was previously done. The next steps that are going to be work is provide multiple applications, because right now, for example, if you there is no other, if we need, for example, to install more than one app, I mean involvements of more than one app interactions, there is currently no possible to fetch the front end from the builder plugin. So we are looking into that as a next steps. And yeah, after you do that, there is also most likely you need to update your test to the new Web3, because the builder plugin is using Web3 1.0, and the previous version were using the CLI, and the previous tests were mostly written in 0.3 or something like that. So you should need to make some updates in the test. And yeah, I think that's mostly all the steps. And we also, I'll write a small guide in the Aragon app repo. If you want to have a more detailed overview, you can go here and check the steps, and also other examples of applications being migrated in this PR. Migrate official Aragon apps to builder setup. And yeah, that was it.
Thanks a lot for this very insightful demo, Gabby. I would like to add that we will also publish a tutorial about this probably at the end of the week. And finally, is there anybody who are having any question about Gabby's demo? All right, and finally, the final demo is for Fabrizio, I think. Would you like to go ahead, Fabrizio?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Fabry or Rodri are in this meeting. They might have.
Oh, yeah, right.
Or not got the time right. But Pierre, do you have a working version of the court ready, or maybe we can demo just the mainnet deployed version just to show a couple of the new things that we've been doing in the last 2 weeks? Pierre, you might be muted if you're trying to talk. Or am I muted? Can you hear me, Matthew?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. I'm not sure if Pierre is there.
Yeah, okay. In that case, we'll just save this for later. We'll have more changes, of course, throughout the weeks, and we can just bundle them up into different demos presentation.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everyone. Are there any of you want to suggest a discussion topic before we close this
Just to show
all that
the
call?
new things that we've been doing in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess we could show the mainnet version. Yeah, I'm not ready to demo something.
All right, I think you might be muted if you're trying to talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Pierre, but I think you were behind by a couple of minutes. But anyway, we'll save that for later. We can do other demos or discussions if anybody has them.
All right. So if there are no other discussion topics, we can close this Aragon Dev call. Thank you everyone for joining, and see you all in 2 weeks.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye.